Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How you guys doing? My name is Versco, and today we're going to be talking about Ready or Not being review bombed, essentially. Gotta love Opera GX as a web browser because I opened it up one day, and then one of the articles that popped up was this article that we're going to go over and read over, and kind of thought it was interesting after reading through it. And haven't really played Ready or Not in a couple of months, or maybe even a year. I did play it when it first came out, put a couple, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 hours into it. But for those that don't know, it's basically a tactical SWAT team simulator where you're kind of going into a building or a structure and you're basically clearing out the whole structure, whether or not it's like a hostage rescue or whatever the mission imposes in front of you. But it's a very, very realistic shooter. There is a lot of gore, blood, all sorts of all that good stuff in there. But with this article from Game Rant, I'm going to read over it and we'll react to it and see where we go from there. Now, this article says tactical FPS Ready or Not is being review bombed. So Ready or Not has started getting review bombed on Steam. Okay, usually happens when something big, a lot of changes happen, with players calling out the developer for censoring content ahead of the game's console launch. Okay, so I didn't know that Ready or Not was already being ready to be launched on console. While Ready or Not has already been on PC for a couple of years now. Yeah, it has been on PC for a couple of years. Its development for PS5 and Xbox Series X. It's still in development for PS5 and Xbox Series X and doesn't land on those platforms until July 15th of this year. Awesome. Since going into early access in 2021, Ready or Not has enjoyed steady players engagement on Steam, which eventually led over 55K concurrent players joining at the time of its official launch in December of 23. That's awesome. I remember the actual launch because I actually bought it and I played the hell out of it when it first launched, and it was an amazing game. Following its success on PC, Void Interactive's tactical shooter title was announced for consoles earlier this year. Okay. In preparation, the Irish studio recently revealed its decision to make changes aimed to bring down Ready or Not's violence and nudity to meet the requirements set by PlayStation and Xbox. Okay, so I could already see where the issue is coming from. We could see that the violence and nudity for the game, they're trying to bring it down. Now, for a tactical-based shooter, is that really a good or a bad thing? Yes and no. Depends on how much of the violence they're trying to bring down, or even the nudity. Maybe the nudity shouldn't be really what is criticized. I kind of get that a little bit, but maybe the violence part. What are we really taking out that's in the game that's considered violence? It's a shooter. It's a tactical shooter. It's going to be violent, you know. As some of these changes were also confirmed for PC version 2 to better support crossplay, the move attracted criticism from several PC players who have since resorted to review bombing. Okay, now I could see the bigger issue is that the PC version is also getting this changed, so it's better for the crossplay between the PC and the console versions. Okay, now I can understand why the PC players are kind of mad. Ready or Not fans have made their feelings about the new content changes known to Void Interactive by review bombing the game on Steam. The fan orchestrated spree evidently kicked into full gear on June 28th, the same day when the devs announced their censorship plans. Due to this surge in negative reviews, the SWAT team-oriented action title has seen its recent reviews rating go down to mixed. As a matter of fact, 36% of user feedback for the game over the past month has been negative, driven by 64% negative reviews and 78% negative reviews recorded on June 28th and June 29th, respectively. On June 30th, at the time of writing, 1 in 4 users has rated the game poorly so far, signaling that the review bombing might be far from over. With Ready or Not console launch fast approaching, the mass criticism on Steam couldn't have come at a worse time. All right, wow, and we got a couple of these reviews here. Censorship is blight. We should not get punished because of issues exclusive to consoles. If you need to make this change, at the very least, add a crossplay toggle so that if we play solo or with other PC players, we can still experience the game in its full glory. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Hey, why not just have the setting icon right there where you just toggle on for the PC players that want to have it on or off, let them have the choice and then put it all on for the console players. What else do we have here? Note to censorship just because of a console launch. PC players suffer just because of the console launch. Obviously, yep. Disappointed in the content censorship for PC version game due to the upcoming console versions being released. This review will stand as negative until censorship is removed. And then a couple screenshots of the game, obviously. So that is, I could understand, if you're trying to launch, if your game releases on PC and you're optimizing for PC, and then later on, like this game with Void Interactive's plan to go to console, now it makes it a little bit of an issue, because now Xbox and PlayStation are going to have their own rules and guidelines that you're going to have to play by. And if you don't play by them, guess what? You're not releasing your game. And then what? You're losing out on that money that you could be making releasing on the console versions. That's going to be challenging for Void Interactive, whether or not how they're going to play ball with doing this. Are they going to just keep going and let the review bombs keep continuing for PC and just let it happen, or are they going to make some kind of change to the game where they could possibly have like a slider for the PC players, whether or not they want to actually have it censored or not. So we're going to keep going here. Among the lows of Ready or Not reviews currently pouring in, the common theme is players' dissatisfaction with Void Interactive censorship decision. They apparently are of the opinion that the PC community shouldn't have to bear the consequences of the game being ported to consoles. Makes sense. It did release on PC first. Some players also view the changes coming to Ready or Not's missions to be betrayal of the existing players who have spurred the game's growth in its current form. Now that the censorship debate has blown up, the studio finds itself in a precarious spot while it polishes Ready or Not for the console rollout. In the coming days, it will be interesting to see how the devs address such strong fan backlash and what it means for the game going ahead. And that is the rest of that article. I'll have this article posted in the description below, talking about this situation. Now this is kind of hard because a game that came out on early access for PC, so the PC player base is basically the foundation of this game. This game is built on the PC player base, and it grew from them, and it grew with the developers through the multiple updates over the years. So yeah, you're going to be attached to it, especially if you're a hardcore gamer for this title, for Ready or Not. You put so many hours into it, and you adore it, you love it, you have your opinions over the game. It really does matter for those players, because for people that play tactical shooters, they really like having everything tactical. They liked everything to be tactical and very realistic. When you got mil sims out there for different games like Armor Forger, they like to have that tactical aspect of the game. So they like to have the ballistics down. They like to have that gore. They like to see all that and be like, wow, okay, this is an actual game that I could play and enjoy, because I'm that type of gamer. I like to have everything as realistic as possible. So changing that content is going to be hitting the hardcore player base, or the player base that really supports this game. It's going to hit them right where it hurts, and they're going to be pissed off. And that's exactly why they're doing the negative review bombs. So all right, so we're going to be at the page for Ready or Not on its Steam page, and we're going to look at it. So the recent reviews looks like it's changed to mixed, but then all reviews are still very positive. And we'll scroll down to the actual reviews. So we're looking at the last 30 days of the negative reviews. It was, as you can see, just by scrolling down, just a lot of negative reviews. A lot of it just all censorship because of the console. Nobody asked for the game. This game sacrifices the best part of the experience, the immersion, right? Like we were saying, censorship key elements like the nudity, child abuse, and gore only result in cleaner, less stomach-turning scenery, which made RON special, right? Do not buy it, boycott it. People are just leaving their publisher due to teasing school shooting level in 2021, and now toning down and censorship content already in the game for a mere console release, Void Interactive sellouts to both Sony and Xbox. So obviously people are having their opinions and thoughts about the censorship, and this is what's going to happen to the hardcore base that likes this game and really wants to watch this game succeed. And seeing this update come through to console is really going to hurt them. Now, what are your guys' thoughts and opinions on this situation that Ready or Not is being placed in with the censorship that's going to happen with the PC player base because of the console? In my opinion, this is a very tricky spot that they're in, and yeah, it's a hard decision to make whether or not you go towards releasing on console and having that censorship, or you satisfy your main community base that you grew with from the beginning and kind of find a way to work with them, but still kind of release on console. I think there has to be some kind of middle ground that they could work with. Maybe, like I said, maybe some kind of slider or a settings option in the PC version where you could have the censorship on, so it does work better with crossplay with the consoles. I really don't know. This is like a developer type of thing, whether or not they could do that. It's very hard for me to pick a side for this. I really do stand with the PC player base though, about, should you really censor everything that the console versions need to have censored? I think there should be a way that they could, the PC players, whether they or not they could censor it on their own. But with that being said, I would like to know your guys' thoughts and opinions. Which side do you guys stand on? Please put in the comments below, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for more videos. Peace out.